No. What's up, boys? We're live.
I've cut myself and I'm bleeding.
Mate, bleeding on the show, bleeding for the show.
It was my channel sponsor, One Blade Razor. I was using it and I nipped myself.
Mate, don't say that. That's not good advertising.
It was the first time. I shave every day. It's the first time I've cut myself.
Is the swimming started?
The women's 200 freestyle heat 1 is underway.
So 9 heats in total. So, yeah, day 2. Second heat's just hit the water. A recap of day 1. I was sleeping on it last night, and I just thought to myself, was day 1 just not one of the best days of swimming that you've ever seen? Like, just for a myriad of reasons. It was like an aquatic episode of Game of Thrones. Like, some of your fan favorites killed it, and some of them got killed. And all of a sudden, you had some of these swimmers who you thought were just like non-playable characters on side quests are now main characters and they're on the national team. And I think it just goes to show, like, 24 hours is a really long time in sport. And that first 24 hours yesterday, what some of those swimmers came into the heats with compared to what they left with at the end of finals was just incredible.
Yeah.
There was a lot. It was like 4 events as well, like men's flight, women's flight, men's free, women's free, and then obviously the distance events. But like even just the distance events was pretty standard. Bobby and Katie won. We're not going to, watch them back today because we don't have the time, and Brett doesn't have the attention span for a men's 1500 freestyle. But just on the 2 flying the 100 free, so much happened. The 100 free especially, and while they're on the early heats, the women's 200 freestyle, we can watch these. Watch these back from the US Swimming YouTube channel. They're on there for anyone to watch. But this was the women's 2 fly. And obviously the backstroker, Regan Smith, is in lane 4. Either side of her, at a shackle, your roommate's daughter, college Brett. And then we've also got a few other players like Hayley Flickinger, who's obviously a world medalist in this event. So they're probably the 3 you're looking at, right? But one that you're not looking at is in lane 8, Lindsay Looney of the Sun Devils. And no one really knew. I mean, I didn't know who she was. Did you know who she was, Brett? Kurt?
Well, I knew she was in the squad. That's all I knew.
Yeah, I don't go deep on women's 2 fly. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just a great swim from out wide, I love it.
She in lane 1 or lane 8? She was in lane 1, right?
Lane 1.
Lane 1, my bad. I knew it was outside lane. Yeah, the nearest to us, right?
But Regan Smith, so comes out here under her own, under her own American record pace. So out quick and trying to hang on and go as quick as she can. And then that battle for second was, it was really brutal. But just to think going into yesterday's competition, you probably would have had Regan and this 200 fly marked down as one of your top probably 2 or 3 performances to look out for. And for mine, it barely scraped into the top 5 overall from yesterday. And it was a great swim, don't get me wrong, but there were just so many incredible swims yesterday. It was just so surprising.
That's a crazy stat. You're right there, Bell, appreciate that.
Wow, yeah.
I saw someone else post about the men's 100 freestyle top 4. They're like, this is the USA relay. It was like, I mean, you would have had to stretch to pick any one of those guys to be in the top 4 before this meet,
Let alone all 4 of them. Yeah.
Let alone all 4 of them. Oh, wow. But this is a good swim here. I like the way that she did this leading from start to finish and swimming her race. Like, she didn't swim anybody else's race. It wasn't about their pace. It was about her getting on what she's trained to do. And this goes back to training to race, right? Like, we talk about this in sprinting a lot, but it really applies to all the events. Train to race. And she is hitting her paces lap after lap. She's not concerned with who's around her, what's going on.
Look how happy she is for her teammate there, though. As soon as she hits the wall and sees that Lindsay's made it, and she's like across the lane 1, like, oh my God, there's nothing. Well, the 2 great feelings in swimming isn't it? Look at her, she's so excited there, Lindsay. But you make the team, that's a great feeling. But when your teammate, the person that you train alongside for all those hours every morning, every afternoon, makes it as well, and it's a surprise, it's a pretty special feeling.
like it's easy to talk about how well Regan swam there. She won it by a country mile. She was clear start to finish. But 3 weeks ago, she went a 2:03.8 American record. What was this? Like 2:05 mid? Like she's
2:05.7. So it's 2 seconds off what she swam a few weeks ago.
That's a big gain. And one of Regan's biggest issues is she keeps not making the 200 backstroke because that's a way deeper event in America. And is that a problem that she's 2 seconds slower than she was 3 weeks ago for the other event she's going to have coming? It might be fine here. She's made the team, but she's got the 2 back, the 1 back, and they're deep. Look how well Smoliga's swimming and stuff. Now she's going to be on the 1 back. She's added 2 seconds in 3 weeks. 2:03.87 3 weeks ago.
That's a fair point.
Pressure first swim of the meet. Like I think she'll be better for it for sure. You get that first one out of the way, and she'll be. She's back in action today. Obviously in the backstroke, but she's a great asset for that team now. So
they needed her.
There were some insane swims last night, and I don't know. But mate, number one, we'll go through the hits and then go through the misses. But number one has to be the GOAT. Like, come on. 8:07.07, her third fastest swim of all time. It's the quickest she's been in 7 years. Like this, we speak about this 400, and we speak about McIntosh has broken the world record, and Titmus is the current Olympic champion, and if they can beat, Ledecky, then can they be the GOAT? She is the GOAT. Like, what if she wins the 400 and beats McIntosh and beats Titmus? Like, that's. Off the back of last night, she can do there's a reason why she's going for 4 straight 800s, and no woman has ever won 4 straight at an Olympic Games in anything. Well, there was a wrestler, she's won 4 straight, but she changed weight classes. But you go through before that have won, Phelps, 200 IM, 2004 to 2016, Carl Lewis in the long jump, 84 to 96, and then you go back to Al Urta, a discus thrower in 56 to 68, and Paul Elfstrom, a guy from Denmark, a sailor, 48 to 60. So this is some rare air that she's chasing now. And you knew she was good, but she just continues just to amaze it. And at 26 years of age, you're thinking, wow, can she win 4 straight? My first thought was, can she win 5 straight in LA at a home games straight away?
It's funny. We talk about the guys, and I understand, PD and Dressel. It must be hard to motivate when you've won for so much for so long. And then there's someone like Ledecky, who has literally won this event since 2012. And still, this is the 3rd fastest swim she's done. The fastest since 2016. She was under world record split at halfway. I didn't watch this last night. I was asleep. But this is fantastic. Like, I'm really impressed by this. She looks really good in there. And, sorry, just back onto the 2 fly, though. Bell also put, Hallie was 2:06 mid at the ASU meet 3 weeks ago. She would have come second with that swim. And she come like 2:08. Both added 2 seconds. Scary. It's funny because you see ASU 1-2, done the job. But when you look at that, both girls added 2 seconds in 3 weeks. That's cause for concern in my book.
Yeah. The other thing that's interesting here that I want to pass on to any swimmers that are listening, they were both surprised that Lindsay got second, right? But there was no real surprise that she won. So what I'm saying here is that happens every day in practice. So if she looks across and she's surprised that Lindsay gets second, Lindsay's surprised that she gets second, that tells me that every day in practice, she loses every repeat.
Yeah.
Every repeat she loses. Because it's just it's common knowledge that she's going to get up on the block and she's going to get beaten. So even before that race started, she was beaten. So there's a lesson in there, right? Like, if you want to contend to win races, put yourself in a position in practice every day where you're winning every repeat, so that when they look across at you, they're not surprised you won. You just went out and proved what you do every day in practice. But the fact that Lindsay was surprised that she got second, and
were you
Regan,
surprised at how many? There were a lot of misses. Like, for all the hits there were on day one, there are a lot of misses as well, and we can go through a lot of those big misses too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it comes down to performing at the big meet too,
Just going to the live action today, we've had a few people comment here. Alex Shackle just went a 157.7 in the 200 freestyle. That's a very good swim, and that's going to make her a serious relay contender for that 4x2 women's.
Yeah. Are we watching this? I'm not even watching it. I gotta go.
I've got a tab open.
I gotta go open a tab. Let me do that while you guys talk. Kurt, you go for it, mate.
Well, just finish off on Ledecky as well with that 800 last night. Like, she now has the 26 of the fastest times ever. Still the only person ever to go under 8:10. You know, Titmus is the second fastest all time at 8:13. Just like, what does that mean? What does that mean for a 200 coming up? What does it mean for a 400? It's just phenomenal. And then Gillian Cox, who's 17 years of age, another one of these, you know, kind of like a character on a side quest, has now thrown herself in there, makes her US Open team debut, was on the junior pair pack team last year, drops a 10-second PB and goes an 8:20, you know. So just another incredible story from day one.
I got the swimming up. Emma Wyant just went 159. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Emma Wyant.
It's not.
We're in heat 6 of 9, so I guess we're still got one more before the circle seeded heats. But I mean, imagine being in that later heat and seeing that 157 being dropped early on in the heats. You're like, holy hell, who is this kid? Man, she's made a name for herself. I'll tell you what, like, not even officially started the recruiting process yet. I think it might be in the next couple of months, but. Wow, she's going to be the number one recruit on everybody's list. Miss
We're
Alex
looking at
Shackle.
from the races last night. There's half a dozen swimmers, maybe more if you include the relays, who are going to make their first national team. Like, so US swimming's got to be. Yeah, you always think about when's the changing of the guard, when's that next generation. You're always going to get a couple of veterans. Obviously, Ledecky leads the way. But this next generation is coming through. And if you are US Swimming or Team USA, you're probably more excited that they're coming through this year. So they get one hit at Worlds first before the Olympics, come around next year. So it was an absolutely wild day one. Wild.
So, Brett, talk us through this 100 freestyle. You know sprint freestyle. What's going on here then? Ryan held in lane 4.
Well, you know, when you're in lane 4, first of all, there's pressure associated with lane 4, and I think Ryan has proved that now a couple of times where he's felt this pressure. He didn't go out on the pace that he needed to go out on. Rowdy, if you listen to the commentary, Rowdy was actually talking about, no one's going to be able to go out in the pace that Ryan Hell can go out in. Yep. And then what happened? He didn't even go out first, so it's like immediately you knew something was wrong. You're like, okay, he's not swimming his race. He's feeling the pressure here. There was never any thought that he was going to be able to swim over the top of these guys. Like his best skill and attribute is to get out fast. He did that in the morning. He went out in 22.5. He went out much slower at night. Couldn't swim over the top of these guys. Ended up getting swum past. So there's a lot of pressure in lane 4. You've got to be able to. You got to have a very diligent plan and stick to it. But when you stand behind those blocks, you have to believe in it. You can't have any doubt. And I'm afraid to say, Ryan Hell, when he's in lane 4 in these big finals, it looks like he's creating a little bit of doubt for himself, and he shouldn't have that. He's
well, the veterans both got cooked, didn't they? A bit there, like no Dressel in the final. Brooks Curry didn't make the final. Hunter Armstrong didn't make the final. Then Held and Ress both got 5th and 6th. And then all of a sudden, you like Chris Giuliani out of Notre Dame. The dude had never been sub 49. Goes to the heats, a 48.7. Goes to the final, a 47.9. That's what I mean. In the space of 24 hours, he's never been sub 49. Now he's been sub 48. And now he gets an individual swim at Worlds. It's unbelievable. Obviously, Jack Alexi takes it out 47.93. Matt King, 47.99. And then Ted Lasso, Destin Lasco, 48 point as well. And now you've got this freestyle. Like, look at this USA gold medal winning Olympic team. Dressel, Peroni, Becker, Apple, and Curry swam the heats. And then at Worlds last year, Dressel, Held, Ress, and Curry. And Armstrong swam the heats.
Gone.
So,
this is the strength of USA swimming. There's 2 guys on that relay that I had never said their name before last night. I never mentioned their name. I didn't even know they existed in the world. And that's probably on me. But these guys just step up and prove that, like, next. And that's the strength of USA Swimming, right? Like, good for them. I mean, guys that I'd never heard of swimming 47, that's pretty damn ridiculous. Good for them. They've obviously done the work, and they put it together on the night. But, man, that just goes to show you can never discount the Americans. Is always somebody that's in the shadows waiting to pop. Yeah, look, is that
there's a coach?
Yeah,
He's loving it. He is loving it.
Loves it.
There's the question then. So who's the favorite now in the 4x100 free? We've got the Americans now. We've got Destin, Matt, Chris, and Jack. They're all basically 47.9. I reckon Held might end up swimming that final. Maybe not. Then we've got the Italians, who have got a lot of depth. No more Santo, though. And then we've got the British. I like the British. They've got the experience.
Whoa! 156.2. That was solid.
You're still ahead of me. God dang it. How are you ahead?
Claire Weinstein. So no real surprises there. She had a great day yesterday.
Yep.
And so now 156 for her. Katie Grimes, a bit better off the back of what was a pretty rough effort yesterday by her in the 800. But, 156.
I've shown the live stream. I mean, I feel like it's on YouTube. I feel like we could just watch it.
Probably. We could probably watch it, but we didn't ask permission, so
I didn't mean to slip that on. I forgot I was screen sharing.
We're sorry, USA Swimming. Don't hurt us. We're just the small people. Well, what do we got? We got 2 heats left.
2 heats left. 156.2. That's nice.
Solid.
Yeah, it was nice.
I like
Very
KT.
solid.
Brits. He's sporting the Brits. There's a fellow Brit in KT. He knows what's up.
You know
what?
what?
Katie, why don't we talk about Katie Douglas as well? Because she's going to come up and swim this as well. But yesterday, 100, 52.57, 4th fastest in the world this year. 24 hours before, she'd never been sub 53. That Virginia program just pumping, really. Gretchen Walsh was 3rd, 53.14. And then obviously Abby, the veteran strike, 53.11. She went to sub 52 for the sub 53 for the first time in the heats. And Smoliga, who's 29 in October, 2 PBs in a day. And
I want to give her a shout out. Smoliga, could, like you said, 29 years old. You don't usually see 29-year-old women popping PBs left and right, and she got 2 in a day. I'm a big fan of her. She's a good person, and I think that. Look, she's kind of like a Cam McAvoy of women's swimming in the US. She's had this career where she's gone to Olympics and done her thing, but now we're seeing like a resurgence and this freshness in her, and she's happy, and she's it's just good to see her swimming best times, and she's a great lead.
She's a great leader. She's a great team member to have as well, and so put her in those relays. Just to have that experience on Team USA, especially with all these youngsters coming through. It's going to be perfect fit, absolute perfect fit for them.
Yeah, good for them. Where's Megan? Megan is where is Megan today? She's doing something. She said she's not available. What's she doing?
Not sure. Erin Gemmell there, 156.28.
How dare she back out of the show?
Yeah.
That looked pretty good as well.
Who was that just won by 4 body lengths? Was that Gemmell? Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Gemmell's going to Texas, I believe. I think. Is she there yet? She at Texas yet?
Why are all these kids not even at college yet? Like, what's going on? Everyone who wins, Claire Weinstein, she's not at college.
So here we go. Last heat, Ledecky and 4 Sims there inside of her. So
I think Sims is going to be real lively here. She had a good 100 freestyle yesterday.
Where'd she finish? 7th in the 100?
Yeah, she's going to be good here. I mean, not as good as Ledecky. I mean, Ledecky's just got... And Ledecky goes fast in the morning as well. She'll put up a decent little time here. She'll have a crack. 155, I reckon.
Curry, are you just on the regular YouTube feed?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So it's
that's what I'm on. How are you 15 seconds ahead? I'm in Boston. You're in New York.
Skims out real quick. 29.95.39.
Yeah, Sims is at 25 and she looks all right at 25, Brett. Where are you at?
Mate, I'm getting crushed.
Through, so coming down halfway mark, and Sims like really getting after it. Maybe out too quick, but maybe
this is a pretty big statement, and it's you know American swimming, but clubs train long course more than college. Is that why the kids are so good?
So Ledecky takes the lead, 55.6 halfway mark. That was a really, really impressive second 50. We underestimate Ledecky's turn of speed as well, and it's just like insane to think. 15.8, 4, and I questioned her at 2 as well. She finished 5th at the Olympics in the 200, and you thought, is her time done there? Maybe in the individual 200 now? Has it passed her by? You just wouldn't put anything past her. But obviously, a huge part of it, like she's the backbone of that women's 4x2. But she's just taken control of the race, really.
Bella went out a bit too overzealous there. She wants to make sure she gets top 2 here, because if she gets 4th, she's not getting a second swim. I
think she'll be fine.
Well, you know that because you're 60 meters ahead of me, Kurt.
Oh, she may not be. Okay, so 155.49. Woo! For Ledecky, like backing up off the back of that 800 last night. Damn, she's making it look real easy. Yeah, just gives the nod, high five. And you're right, Sim's going to have to hold her breath.
I think Sims is out. Sims is not in the final.
157.07.
Oh, she's fine.
We'll see top 8.
Yeah, 57's in.
So Ledecky, Weinstein, Gemmell, Sims 4th, Leah Smith 5th, Peplowski, Shackle, Walsh. So no Douglas. So Douglas didn't race that. So she'll be she's got a pretty busy program.
Tori Huss didn't swim either.
Yeah. So we'll see Husk in the 50 fly. And then obviously Douglas in the 200 breaststroke that Jacoby's pulled out of as well. So
Kurt, I think they're saying you're 15 seconds ahead of not just me and Sonny. You're 15 seconds ahead of the whole world. I don't know where you got this feed from, but I think they're saying just ease up slightly. Just give it a 10-second buffer.
Yeah, just pause for 15 seconds, and then I reckon you'll be right as rain.
You don't want to be ahead. You guys don't want to be ahead of the times.
I will say this. Let me make a statement on Katie Ledecky. Katie Ledecky swam to her talent when she was young. She is swimming possessed now. She's swimming with a mission now, isn't she? Like what you were saying. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this 400 is going to be the greatest race in history," and a lot of people aren't really putting Ledecky in that conversation to win the thing. They're putting it in a conversation to be in the race. But Ledecky's saying, like, I'm swimming to win. That's the.
But I've gone nowhere. She's gone nowhere.
Yeah,
she's been the best. She's still there. Well,
she has gone somewhere. Her world record has been broken a couple of times by a couple of other girls. So that's where she's gone.
That's true.
You know,
but
and she hasn't swum her best time in that event in a little while. So I think people are like, well, she's on the way out, and those girls are on the way in, and then they're saying, so they're putting this. I'm even doing it. I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be a great race. Summer's on the rise. Ledecky's kind of just holding ground, or she's losing ground. Now Ledecky's saying, no, hang on. I'm not losing ground. I'm gaining here. I'm coming back. I'm swimming.
It was a statement. It was a statement swim last night. Like the quickest in 7 years. I'm back. Like she's back. If any doubts, gone.
Right.
The boys 200s obviously away. Plenty of heats in that. We'll talk about what I thought second best swim last night. Bobby Fink, 1500 free, 14:42.8. 5th fastest in the world this year, just 6 seconds off his American record that he set last year. He's the 800 and 1500 Olympic champ for a reason. And I like these 1500s on day one. Just get after it. Get them fresh, have a big hit out, get it done, one and done.
Yeah, I like them too. I like them that I can go to bed and wake up and see the result. I thought that was
That's what I do. Did you say that was the second best swim of the day?
Yeah, for sure, 1500.
Wait, what? On what basis was that the second best swim of the day?
Well, 1500 freestyle on a day one, first in. I thought he's only 6 seconds off his American record over 1500. That's pretty good.
That Irish lad went 8 seconds quicker at some Swedish meet about 2 months ago. Nah, I'm not having that. Oh, no.
I'll tell you what, I just did an interview with Sam Short, and
also better than
him. But listen, what about the personalities in the 1500 right now? What about the guys that are in the mix there? Like we're talking about the women's 400. The men's 1500 have some true personalities of guys that all believe they can win. There's probably like 6 of them right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. It's great for the sport.
It is.
And it's great. Yeah, it's great for distance freestyle for the men. That's, went through the Sun Yang years, and off the back of that, probably, lost a bit of polish, and now it's come back, and Paltrinieri's, picked up the mantle again and ran with it, and then obviously Bobby's now come along for the ride, and then everyone else wants a piece of the action. That's, let's say, at Worlds, the 800. I think especially is going to be one of the races for the men of the meet. That's for sure. Okay, how about this one? How about we throw in Thomas Hillman? What a swim by that kid.
Look, I can get involved with that. That's way better than what Bobby's thinking of. A 16-year-old. Sorry. Look, we've got to watch Thomas Hillman's last wall because it's a thing of beauty. I mean, look, I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time watching Chad swim 200 flies, and this guy had a turn on a 200 fly at the end that, rivals even that of Chad.
Yeah. Okay. So he finishes second behind Carson Foster. Great one. He swims a 1:54.54. He drops a 2-second PB on his best time coming into the meet. It's not about finishing second. It's not the fact that he's 16. It's how he swam the race. 16-year-olds don't swim 200 flies like this.
Look at this. Look, he's under. Oh, my God. Boom. That's how you do a turn. And look at him close on everyone now because he's 16. He doesn't get tired. He just closes. Look.
But what about his pacing? Like, he almost wins it. Like, if it goes another, a bit, he gets it. So, for a 16-year-old to pace a race the way he did, an effort beyond his years, really.
I mean, unfortunately for the guy up the top there, he makes everyone look like they paced a 200 fly well because he seemingly loves to just do the same thing again and again, and that's go out like an absolute stupid man and die. And everyone looks great on the last 50 and well paced because he just dies again and again. But yeah, no, that to me was absolutely up there with the better swims of the day. And no one talks about Carson. I didn't think I've seen anyone mention Carson's name yesterday. He went 1:54.3 twice.
Yeah, quietly won.
Carson is the most underrated swimmer. He is like more Laszlo Che than Laszlo Che was when he kept coming.
Is he now one of the most versatile as well? Because now 200 fly, 200 back, still got his medleys. Like, he'll be in action again today.
Yeah,
is he in the 200 free? Is he swimming the 2 free today?
I sure hope he's swimming the 2 free.
Yeah, he better be in the 2 free.
He'll be on the 2 free. He'll be on the 2 back as well. Like, I want to see him really get after the 2 back. I mean, the 2 back is this wide open event that someone just needs to go and win next year and this year.
Oh, really? Yeah. Tell that to
200 back to your life.
Tell that to the Olympic champ, would you?
What, Evgeny Rilov?
No, but the one before that.
What, Ryan Murphy?
Yeah, tell that to Ryan Murphy.
Well, someone, I mean, is
wide open. Wide open. Ryan Murphy's been dominating this thing for the past 10 years. What are you talking about, wide open?
I mean, it's wide open.
It's wide open for second. Is that Chad Clos?
Hello, guys. That was quick. Hey, what's up?
200 flight time.
Oh,
mate. There we go.
Oh,
what's
mate.
up, guys?
I love it. I love a good personality that's not afraid to talk to the media. How are you, mate? What's happening?
I'm just, geez, Brent. I've just jumped out the pool, man. Check where I'm walking.
Where are you?
I'm in Frankfurt. I'm just walking to the gym now. Go try lift some weights, man. You know that's not my specialty, Sonny. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. How you guys doing, man?
Good, mate. What was your thoughts on the 200 fly last night in America?
I thought it was pretty good. I was very impressed by the youngster. Last underwater, 154. I think he broke Phelps's record, right? His 15, 16 record. That was very impressive. I think Carson, I think he's definitely underrated. I think he had a great swim there. And I mean, Julian was pretty good up until the last 20, 25 meters, but I mean, also not too bad. I think he was 55.0. I think he came fourth. So yeah, it was quite a good, I thought it was pretty stacked also, a couple 156s. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. How's your training going, mate? You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel good. I've just, I was actually speaking to Sonny earlier. I've only been back in the water for about 4 weeks now. So, but yeah, coming along really nicely. We have German champs next week. After that, we're going to make a call on Worlds because, obviously I've missed about 6-7 weeks after nationals. So, but yeah, hoping to go and hoping to, just go to chat with the federation and make sure that everything's all sorted for me, because initially I was kind of off the list because of what happened, because after nationals I was out for so long. And Sonny knows my run of injuries and sicknesses I've had over the last 2 years, so we just need a couple of weeks of training and we'll be good. But if I do go, I think, I'm excited.
Speaking of illnesses, mate, I saw your dad was in hospital recently. How's he doing, mate? He's a legend.
Yeah, thanks, man. He loves you, man. He's really, really been really good lately. I think he's had also a bit of a tough run with health recently, but he just came out of surgery. He's 65, so he's coming along. Yeah. But as he says, he's like 105. He's lived the life of many people. So
he's a character, mate. We love him. We couldn't do it without him. He's a legend. So glad he's back to good health again.
Thanks.
And
man.
Chad, you got that doco coming out soon. Tell us a bit more about that and the setup and when it gets released.
Yeah, so it's coming out 8 p.m. Central African time on. It's an African platform, a super sport. Sonny, you'll know about that. It's pretty much like Sky News.
Yeah.
Sky News in the UK. So it's really, really big, like NBC in America. So yeah, very, very excited. Born Races, the title. It's been like 4 years now.
Wow.
It was supposed to be just a project for 2019 to 2020, and then COVID came, and then ups and downs of sports and life, and it was just kind of documented all the way through. So
wow.
Yeah, super excited. Sonny's in it, so you'll see the boy there. And
Sonny gets a crack.
Of course.
Beautiful. We're just watching the US trial. Some kid's out by about 4 lengths here in the 200 free. I don't know what he's going, but he's moving. Is that Brandon Burns? He's moving.
We've got an outside smoker, Chad. It's like you in 2016. He's literally 119 at 150.
Hey, what a boy. We love that, huh?
So what's your next movements before Worlds? You staying there and then going straight into Japan or what?
Yeah, so we're gonna head. I'll see Sonny next week. We're gonna be at German champs. We'll be in Berlin for the nationals, and then I think that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, and then after that, we'll just figure out what we're gonna do from there. We'll probably head straight to Worlds like a week later, and then just crack on, and then I'll do the World Cups in October. We have our trials for World Champs in December, so quite a busy couple months ahead. I'll surely take a couple of days off after that, take a week off, first week of August. So yeah.
You think, Chad, will this be your last run at it for Paris, and then will that be it, or how do you get your head around it? How do you see it happening?
It's a good question. No, I think I'm definitely going to go to LA for sure.
Nice.
At the moment, I'm just trying to get myself back to where I should be long course. I think short course was a great season last year. I think Sonny and I had a really great, let's call it training block from like January through to March. And then again, the sinuses just kept getting in the way. And unfortunately, it didn't quite happen at Commonwealth, for us, even though we were pretty confident, Sonny, you would say, we're pretty confident in the build up and everything. So like, I think long course, I just need a bit of a, let's call it breakthrough again at 31 years of age. But no, I feel good. I feel really confident that, whether it's next month or February, I'll be good. I'll be good in Paris for sure.
Mate, Cam McAvoy just reinvented himself. There's no reason why Chad Leclos can't, be posting 100%. Best times again, So, yeah. Smoliga, Olivia Smoliga yesterday. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw McAvoy. That was a phenomenal. Yeah, his 50 was pretty impressive last week.
Does it inspire you a lot yourself in your own stuff when you see the the veterans of the sport still being able to deliver PBs and big swims? Does it pump you up as well?
No, absolutely. I'm pretty confident that in Paris I'll swim PBs in whatever races I swim.
Yeah.
I'll go out there and sail on a limb like 100%. So whether it's the 2 fly, 100 fly, 100 free, 100 fly, I'm pretty sure that it'll be a PB. And a medal is obviously the goal, but it would be amazing to win again. But we'll see.
Mate, the flies at Worlds are going to look different this year. No Milak, no Dressel. I mean, wow, it's different. What's your thoughts on Milak not going?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I just read the story just like you guys did. Look, I wish him all the best if he has got troubles. To be honest with you, Brett, I've just been focusing on myself and just working on, just really working on getting myself back, because I know once like I'm firing at all cylinders and I just have a proper 6 months with no stoppage. I really believe that I believe I'm the best in the world. So we'll see what happens. I have to improve my speed, I believe, especially in those hundreds. I think Milak is, he's the main guy, especially in the 100 at the moment. If Dressel does come back, I think, you can't write him off. Josh has had an amazing season as well, as well as Maxime throwing down a little 50.5 at French Charles. I thought that was pretty impressive. But a lot of sharks in that 100 fly. It's become the new 50 point is like the norm, these days. Where
well, mate, you said you need help with your speed. Little breaking news here. I'm going to come out to South Africa in September and do some sprint clinics. So I'm first time in South Africa. I'm super excited about that. Yeah.
Oh man, you have to hit me up, man. That'd be great. Come for a little barbecue.
Mate, I would love to hang out.
Well, speaking of 200 fly as well, Carson Foster, who won last night, just swam a 1:45.64 then in that heat.
Yeah,
so that's
45. Wow.
Yeah,
he is in form. That's a phenomenal heat swim.
He's
looking
good, that
good.
guy, man. He's I think he's overlooked by a lot of people. I don't know.
Yeah, we just said that.
Really, really impressive, man. I mean, in all strokes, I think Marchard is definitely the main cat. When it comes to the IMs and 200 breaststroke, even 2 fly. But we'll see what happens.
Tell us about this. Just in your own thoughts, I'm not going to mention any names, but just for you personally, the media can get overwhelming at times, kind of, for someone like you. Like, you're a superstar. Like, that's just the bottom line. Like, and you rocketed into fame. It becomes a lot, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think sometimes, especially in like your home country, like South African media don't really understand. Like, if I win a World Cup, right, for example, just one gold medal, that's like not as big as a world title, but they don't generally know the difference between like that type of thing, So in South Africa, a lot of the media is like geared around winning, and like, when, especially in 2020, when I came 5th in the 2 fly and I didn't even make the semis in the 100 fly, it was like really bad for me, because like the media back home was quite, I wouldn't say relentless, but like, not as, not as bad as the British guys, and tearing you down. But they certainly weren't holding back on like, he's done.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, guys, you don't know what was happening. You don't understand that like the boy didn't train for 6 months. You know what I mean? It's like, there are a lot of things, and I think people don't see that behind closed doors. And I think for me personally, you guys know, I don't make any excuses. I'm not like these other guys. I don't talk about, there's no but to being Olympic champion. You know what I mean? There's no but to being world champion. I don't say, I could have done that. No, it's just, I've had a bad run with a few things, and that is what it is. No one cares.
Yeah.
End of the day, there's going to be a world champion in next month, and they're not going to care what happened in the past. So I think for me, like I said, I'm just focusing on myself, and for all those other guys out there, for Caleb, for Christoph, I really do wish them all the best if they are struggling with whatever they're struggling with. Because I hope to see them back next year and at their best. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well said, mate. Yeah, well said. Appreciate it. Is this the last heat of the 200 free in the water right now?
Yep. 146.
Yeah, last one. That was
very. You gotta go, mate.
Yeah, Chad.
No, we're good. I got another couple minutes.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Sure.
I was just going to say, that 146.1 from Kieran Smith looked very comfortable. He really shut it down that last 25.
Kieran Smith, yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Chad, are you going to have another crack at the 100 free at any point?
Definitely, yeah. I think we've been training a lot at the 100 free the last couple of weeks.
Right.
I need to go 47. I think I've never really
Yeah.
trained properly for 100 free.
Yeah.
At the moment, the main focus you could say is 100 fly / 100 free. I think 200 we kind of waved that off 7-8 weeks ago with not training for a few weeks. But
Right.
we'll see what happens. I'm going to swim the World Cups and kind of make a decision, because I think I have to make a decision if I'm going to definitely go for this 100 free, because sure, that's the most stacked event from the men's side, you could say. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but that's crazy with Popovich.
Oh yeah.
Popping off 47s every other week, and everyone goes 47.5 now. So, I mean, I've been 48.1, 48.0 a couple of times, and that's just with no preparation at all. So we'll see. I believe I can go 47 for sure. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to swim it if it's not going to be something that I can, potentially podium in and be competitive in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deep, like you said, just deep. There's so many guys. 47's the new 48, and
Yeah,
48 didn't seem to last that long. Maybe about 5 or 6 years, and all of a sudden it was 47. Everyone's popping it now. So wow, 145.1 for Luke Hobson. That's quick.
That's real quick.
sure.
Jeez.
That's wild. What is that going to cut off? 145?
Chad, can you go that quick in the morning? 1:45.1 in the morning.
Brother, with fins on, I can't go that fast. Sonny knows my morning swims are horrible, man. That's always my problem.
Chad at US trials with this much depth would be like, it literally make the C final and then go like massively fast. Chad just can't do the morning. It's so stressful. So stressful.
Sonny knows, man. We struggle in the mornings. It's like I get more nervous for heats than I do for finals. It's not the morning. It's just generally like the mentality of heats and semis for me is like not the same as the final, because from South Africa, we don't have like the depth that your Aussie trials, you guys have to go like 48.8 to make it, right? 100 free. Like for me, I can literally go 51.0, you know what I mean? And make it in the 100 free. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just a different level of like, just like over my, I've barely broke 2 minutes ever at nationals in the heats. Hey, Sonny, wasn't I seated like 4th last year?
Last day of South African nationals, 100 fly. Chad rocks up, literally like half hour before it, suits on, goes in the 20-meter swim down pool, does 4 lengths, gets out, walks behind the block, 54.5. It's like 4th seed into the final. It's. I mean,
I think I was 3rd seed, Sonny.
It's in a vlog. Oh, 3rd seed. Like it's in a vlog. You can literally watch it happen. Like there's not even an ounce of exaggeration.
Yeah.
So it's different. If honestly, and you guys moaned about the Australian nationals pool. If you saw the South African trials pool versus the Australian one, oh my God, the water was 22 degrees. Race day, 22 degrees.
100 fly was 22.
It got colder every day because they stopped heating it because there's a current. So they stopped heating it from day one. It just gets colder every day.
Wow.
Oh man, it's crazy. And then did you hear, Sonny? So they announced apparently, well, I don't know how true this is, but so we have to do trials in December for Worlds in February, which is perfect, and then we have to do trials again in April for Olympics. But they're putting it back at that pool. So they told us initially it would be at Durban. So Durban is like the pool that they had the World Cups in there. I don't know if you remember, Brett, like 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, they had the World Cups there in Durban.
Yeah.
Pretty nice pool indoor. I mean, pretty good. With the proper warm-up pool, 25 meters, and then this pool they're having for Olympic trials now, which is April, which is not the warmest time, especially in that city. And the warm-up pool is like 18 meters, and the water is going to be cold. So it's like, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
You've got 2 trials next season. Why don't they just do one?
I don't know
trials
what, man. I don't know. I thought it was going to be in December because it's like our summer and it's perfect temperature and it's like great. And I was like, that's going to be perfect because, we can smash it in December, have, small little break and then kind of just get ready for Worlds and then African champs and the Olympics. But now we got to fly back in like heading into winter. You're not cold, it gets sunny, especially this last couple of days in April. It gets
to clarify, all the World Cups are long course, aren't they, this season?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
I don't know. Please tell your story on this. Please tell your story.
Okay, so like respectfully, I was saying to like the media in South Africa, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll break a world record this year in October. So have a look out, So I've told everyone, and everyone's like gearing towards like World Cup October. They're super excited. And then I found out a few days ago, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this one to them, but same thing. The world records are getting broken in October. That's for sure.
Last question here. As a South African, I want to do this. I want to go to South Africa and do this. Have you ever swum with the great white sharks?
Man, I was supposed to do that with Phelps after 2012. He told the media, he told everyone. I tried to reach out to him to do it, but he never did that. So maybe, Brett, I'll tell you what. If I am there in September, we will definitely do that in Cape Town.
Yeah, dude, imagine me and Chad swimming with sharks. I would love that, man. That'd be.
And Bertie outside there shouting, "Go boy, go boy!"
They're another level down there. They're massive. They get airborne.
No. We've got to be careful there, man.
All right, legend, get in there and start lifting, mate.
Run. All right, guys. Hey, great to chat, eh? Cheers,
see you, legend.
Cheers, guys. See you. Cheers, guys. Bye.
I'm also going to coach now. I'm going to let you Aussies hold down the fort and watch the breaststroke.
Awesome. Really? No, let's just cut it off. I got to go too. I got my girls here. I got to go do something. So
no one gets to 200 breaststroke women, and Brett is like, nah.
I've had enough. Like, okay, it's been fun like that. Look, how can you top Chad Clos? Like, what are you going to sit around and watch 200 breaststroke heats? Like, Chad Clos was just on. Come on, that's enough. Wrap it up. Kurt, you got any thoughts?
It was just a nice insight from Chad, and interested to see that he wants to go to LA as well. That's a big, that's a big haul for him. But he's been around a long time, and he's found a way to reinvent himself. But I think with him, and I probably should have asked him more, but with his butterfly and his freestyle, he almost has the luxury of seeing where the weaker fields are, and he can almost aim towards those. Yeah. Depending on, I don't know, the time and how he's looking, but a 200 fly is, like you said, you don't half-heartedly do a 200 fly, do you? It's all or nothing.
That's why I want him to swim 200 backstroke. He's 157 in February. His PB is 157 long course from a February meet in South Africa.
Yeah. That event's wide open too, right, Sonny?
It's wide open. He shit. Like, honestly, there's no. I don't even know who's going to win it next year. I don't even know.
Ryan Murphy. Just wait. Give him a day. He's got to put his suit on. Jeez.
Well, you might want to talk to Cam McAvoy about the dryland work as well. Obviously, there's no secrets that McAvoy's hit the gym hard and hit the rock climbing wall hard as well, and that's made a huge difference to him. And for so long in his career, especially the first half of his career, he was not a big guy. He was very, very and almost to the point where you'd say he was too lean. And now that that muscle mass is coming in handy for sure, and if you can maintain that muscle, it's the hardest thing to do in not just in sport but in life, is maintaining muscle mass as you age. So, it's
that was cool.
Certainly
that was cool, Sonny.
Help with longevity.
Thanks for pulling him in. Okay, Kurt, we'll see you tomorrow. I think it'll be a bigger crew tomorrow. We'll be back. All right,
Megan's back, guys. Cheers for tuning in. 120 people right now live watching us. Thanks ever so much. We'll be back tomorrow with more Aussie.